Hello, 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 world. How is everybody today? I am Louise Hicks, your host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour, and I'd like to wish you a happy Black History Month. This is the month of February, and we are celebrating our history. However, I must let you know that I celebrate Black History Month every day, 365 or 66 days of the year. And that's what we should all be doing as Black people, celebrating our ancestors, celebrating your family, because we are Black history. So I believe in celebrating it every every day of the year, because there's so much history in our Black culture. And we should be celebrating, regardless of what anybody is saying. And it appears that a lot of, from what been hearing, is that a lot of us are up in arms about what President Donald Trump is doing, that he is uh, outlawing, so to speak, Black History Month. So, with that said, I really don't care what Donald Trump says about Black History Month, because I am going to celebrate. I am going to be 74 in another month, and I have always celebrated our history every day because that's how I view it. We've made so many strides in this country, and we have our ancestors built this country, in fact, and that's a lot to celebrate, even though they didn't get paid because they were enslaved and had to work for free. So that's why reparations should be paid to the heirs of all of those ancestors, our ancestors who worked for free under the most adverse, horrendous circumstances. And to celebrate our Black history every day, we should be teaching our children every day something about Black history. Start reading the great Marcus Garvey that President Biden pardoned prior to him going out of office, which I feel was a great thing that he did, because I am so proud of the history of Marcus Garvey. I've read about it, I have books about it. And I know he's gone now. However, we have some great leaders that we should be celebrating now every day. And one of those that I know and I have met, and I have all of his books, and that is Dr. Claude Anderson. I first read Black Labor, White Wealth back in the 1990s, and it was an eye opener. And I have all of his books, Powernomics. Great. So get these books and start teaching your children about Black history, because we should know our history. Nobody can deny you what's in your brain. And that's what we have to recognize and realize. So, whatever Donald Trump is doing, and we are walking around uh, upset that he's doing away with this, doing away with that, let him, because some of this stuff that he's talking about is symbolic anyhow. It's not putting any money in your pocket. In fact, it's taking money out of your pocket on some of these celebrations. And that's why we should be keeping our money in our pocket, except when we are going to invest in something that's going to have a return on that investment for us, such as stocks, real estate. Those are important. And legacy and generational wealth for our children. We need to be building something in this country so that we can have our own. And you don't have to worry about and be concerned about what Donald Trump is doing. And to tell you the truth, at 74, I've seen many of presidents. I have voted for many of presidents. However, I did not vote for Donald Trump. I did not vote for Kamala or Kamala, however her name is pronounced, Harris. I didn't vote for either one of them because I did not hear anything that would cause me to vote for either one when it comes to our Black communities. And we've been voting Democratic for too many years. And why are we still out here with all of our comments and everything about getting justice? I mean, the Democrats have been in charge, the House, the Senate, the president, multiple times. And we as Black people, we're still fighting for justice because we're living in an injustice system. And like I said, I've lived in it, will be 74 years in another month. And I'm speaking from my own experiences that I have had in housing discrimination, job discrimination. And I can tell you that I know what I'm talking about. And again, I'm Louise Hicks. This is Black History Month, and I'm going to celebrate like I do every day of the year. So I don't care what President Donald Trump has to say about Black history. That's on him, and I'm going to celebrate. And I am excited because I'm going to share with you today a couple of Black businesses, and that's what we should be doing because DEI, diversity, uh, equity, and inclusion, I have a different acronym for it, and I'll share it with you in a little bit. However, I want you just a little portion of a video about Black History Month from uh, this particular podcaster. So give me a moment here. And here we go. It's quite interesting, and I love what she has to say. So let's hear it. It's a couple of years old, but it doesn't matter because these businesses that she's going to talk about, and I'm not going to do the whole video, I'm just going to do a little part of it because I have my own businesses that I'm going to share. But this is all about Black history, so that's why I want to share this with you.
Hello, everyone. It is your girl Candy, and it is Black History Month. This is like my favorite month of the year. I don't know about you, but I guess, hello, I am Black and I'm proud. So, yeah. I think this is the time that we all need to come together, make sure that people are educated on how they are supposed to show love to us and to be educated about our history, just how to deal with Black people in their day-to-day, how to talk to us in the proper way and all of that. I know some people don't believe I shouldn't have to tell you how to treat me, but I definitely feel like you should set the tone for how you want other people to treat you. So this is our month to make sure that that happens, right? And this is our month so that everybody out there who is not Black can acknowledge the greatness of all the Black people who have done great things in this world, in history, all the way up until today. Speaking of making history today, how about I want to give some love and some praises and shout outs to all of the people who were involved in the piano lesson on Broadway. Yes, I was a producer, so was my husband Todd, but we had an amazing cast and we had an amazing director, LaTanya Richardson Jackson, basically made history, okay? So she made history as the first woman to ever direct an August Wilson production on Broadway and make history as one of the highest grossing, let me rephrase that, the highest grossing August Wilson production on Broadway to date. So congrats, and so much love to our cast, everybody behind the scenes and in front on stage, everybody. Y'all are great and amazing. So guys, if you do not know, February is the month that I always try to take time to recognize other African Americans who are doing big things in business and who need some recognition to get the word out about how amazing their products are or their business is. And I would hope that you guys take the time to share or either support these businesses that I am sharing with you this month. I'll be doing it every week. And yes, we randomly selected some of the people who submitted their businesses for this. So let's see what we got to work with. Okay, so this one, the reason why I selected her, and I mean, yes, I think I posted her once before. But the thing is, I randomly selected her because it just so happened that the box that she sent with her product in it just showed up today. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to post this young lady. This young lady has her own business that she basically blings out Crocs and, you know, various items. So she made this pair for my baby Blaze. Look how cute they are. Can you see the work on here? She freestyled this. I didn't tell her what to do. She just asked me because she sent a pair of Crocs to my little girl Blaze. She sent me a pair. I love how detailed her work is, and I love the fact that they just look, it looks so professional. And when she sent it, it looks very professional as well. But she hooks it up, okay? Now she gave me some Gucci socks. Ooh, okay, she fancy. But she did the shoes in Louis Vuitton. The name of her company is B-Lux Custom Crocs. Her card says styles for all ages. When I tell you these are so cute, and I know Blaze are gonna love, 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 love. I see people sometimes, you know, in the street with their, you know, Crocs, and they, you know, have them. Sometimes people have them all blinged out with different things, and I was like, I want a pair. So I just thought it was so cool that she sent these to me. Thank you so much. I do not know her. This is not a personal friend or anything, so I want you to know that it is just somebody who I met off of social media who sent me a DM or tagged me in one of her pictures, and that's how I found her work. So I am genuinely saying, hey, I loved her work when she sent me the product. It's amazing. If you would like a pair of custom Crocs, please hit her up. Her work is A1. Let's see. Who's up next?
Okay, I'm going to stop it because I just wanted to give you an intro to Black history. And I have a couple of companies Black owned that I'm going to share with you as we kick off Black History Month because I'm excited. And those Crocs were really beautiful. This lady really has it going on. And I will put the Candy that was sharing this with you. I will put her link so that you can go to her channel and you can watch this, the rest of this video on what she was going to share because she has about 5 items. And I believe all the companies that she shared are still in business. I kind of looked up some of them, and that's what we should be doing. Because why are we sitting around worried about um, DEI from the Trump's perspective on what he's going to do with it? Because Black people are not that many of us in DEI in the first place. It's just not, I think it's percent from research, so it's not really that much of anything to do with us. Not that much at all. And I have held um, pretty much mid-management positions during my career because right now I've been retired for about 20 years now, and I have my own consulting business that I do myself. So I was never concerned about DEI, and I didn't get hired because of DEI. I got hired because of my merits and my skill set. That's what I got hired on. And even though I had the skill set, I can assure you that DEI was not practiced many times in some of the uh, positions that I've held because there were people promoted over me and they didn't have nearly the experience or education that I had. So DEI, from what I read, was pretty much like affirmative action. It really was helping more white women than any other ethnic group. So with that said, I don't see any point of us going around being concerned and so worried about the DEI that was coined, I believe, back in the Obama era, which had to do with multiple ethnic groups for diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I've coined my own DEI, and I'm proud to share two businesses today. And I'm wearing Black-owned businesses. I'm wearing this outfit that you're going to see the full detail in a little bit from a Black-owned business that grew out of a tragic experience of the person that started this business. So, with that said, let me share this with you and I will talk about it. These two businesses, like what Candy was saying, what we should be doing is sharing our own businesses and support one another. We need to start supporting because we don't support our Black-owned businesses enough like we should. So, with that said, here is a Black-owned business that I'm going to share a couple with you. And as you can see, my DEI is for dedication, edification, and identification. Now, this DEI that came about several years ago about diversity. So Black people, we have so many diversified businesses that we can share with one another and others as well, because we support other ethnic groups. So we need to, other ethnic groups should support Black-owned businesses as well. And as far as the equity, we have a lot of money that we are spending, and we should be supporting many of these brilliant, quality Black-owned businesses. 1.6, I think the last, um, when I did my last due diligent research, it was about $1.6 trillion that goes through the Black hands annually. So why aren't we sharing that money among Black businesses? And as far as the inclusion, what about unity, inclusion of all of us coming together? What about that? So my DEI is for dedication, edification, and identification. And as you can see, my heading here is Al Sharpton. Where is your allegiance to Black-owned businesses? Can you believe what Al Sharpton was doing? And I'm not saying he's not a smart man. I'm sure he's smart. However, his ethics, I don't buy into his ethics because I'm a little bit older than Al Sharpton. I think he might be 2 or 3 years younger than me, and I'll be 74 in a month. And I've been around a long time, a little bit longer than him. I've been seeing what he's been doing, and I really don't have a lot of respect for him because look what he's doing. Al Sharpton leads buy-in at Costco in support of companies' commitment to DEI. And I'm very happy that Costco is committed to DEI. Costco gets a lot of Black folks' money. I go to Costco sometimes and buy food there. And I'm happy to see that they are committed to DEI. But their commitment to DEI is not just inclusive of Black people only. That DEI has to do with all other ethnic groups as well. It's just not exclusive. DEI is not exclusive to Black people. So I don't know why we're all up in arms about it. We should be creating for ourselves, first of all, building. We should have banks. We should have our own medical system because the medical system is so broken and so corrupt. And you get substandard care unless you understand the medical system. You're going to get some substandard care in it because I worked in it for 30 some years in the healthcare industry, not direct healthcare, but I was in it. I was the director of financial services and admitting for multiple years. I was a division head in information systems for multiple years. So I have really gone through uh, what they call diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in fact, they were doing some of this, but guess who was heading it up? when I worked for LA County and teaching it. It was a white woman teaching it. And you cannot regulate a person's heart. Let's say that. No matter what you tell them, what you say, it's in the heart to do the right thing. And nobody can regulate your heart. If you're gonna a white supremacist, you're gonna be hateful and evil, no matter what anybody says. If that's how you were trained, ingrained into you as a child, and you continue to keep that type of hatred in you, nobody can change you if that's how you want to be. So we as Black people need to start looking within and come together and unify. And that is why when I saw Candy talking about um, Black History Month, I was excited to share with you that video because that's what we all should be doing. We should be sharing and be dedicated to our own people. That should be our number one priority. Everybody does that. And this is not to put any shade on any other ethnic group because other ethnic groups are unified. They stand together, they make themselves the first priority. And that's what we need to start doing as Black people. Dedication to one another, sharing Black owned businesses. And we need to edify, edification, do what you saw Candy doing. Dedication, edification. Learn about these various Black businesses by sharing these Black businesses. We have some very highly quality Black businesses. And also identification. She identified different Black owned businesses. And that's what we all should be doing. We should be taking that $1.6 trillion that we are spending and share some of it within the Black community. Help build up your community. Like I said, we should have our own hospital. We should have our own banking system. We should have our own, particularly our educational system, because the educational system in the United States sucks. I know for a fact it does. I sent my children to it. And I tell you, it's sad what what they're turning out because we should be educating our own children really because who can better educate your child than yourself if you know your history. We need to teach our children our history so they won't be blindsided like what Al Sharpton is doing, leading Black folks, and they're following him to Costco to give away some Black dollars to Costco when you have all these Black businesses out here. Costco is getting a lot of black money, so we should be giving some of this money to our Black owned businesses. And this is why I'm sharing with you these two businesses. And as you can see, I have on what I'm wearing here is what this young man, Sylvester Gilmore, started. And this is quality, nothing but quality. I have washed it at home. I didn't laundry it. And as you can see, it's still fresh and look just like it did the day I bought it because it's quality. And this is a young man that's in a wheelchair because he was shot by some Black thugs out in Minnesota when he was only about 17 years of age, had gotten opportunity to go to Jackson State University. And he was shot just coming home with some other kids where they had been playing ball at the park or locally, and they were just walking home. So, parents, if you have some of these kids out here that you're not raising, you need to raise your children to have some humanity and not go around killing one another. That's sad when that stuff happens. And here is Al Sharpton. Why didn't you lead these Black folks to one of these Black businesses out here? Because there's plenty of them out here that you could have led them to buy some Black owned products so that we can build within our community. But no, you're going to lead them to Costco that has plenty of money, and Black people are already spending money with Costco. So I don't see any need for you to prance over there and take more money to Costco because Costco is getting a lot of money. And I'm not by no means trying to put Costco down because that's great if they're going to keep the DEI program. But how many Black people do they have as part of their DEI? Because the DEI is not just for Black folks, it's for LGBTQ, is for white women, white people, I should say, Asian people, Hispanic people. It's for all people. That's what DEI was created for. It wasn't just created for Black folks. So why are we all up in arms? Let's stop being distracted with some of these symbolic things that are tossed at us to appease you. We have to start building through investing legacy for our children. And so that's why I said we need our DEI to stand for dedication, edification, and identification. And I'm going to identify a couple of businesses. And as I was mentioning, Nagasi, the owner, Sylvester Gilmer. You can find him on Facebook. There may be some others. You can DM me. I'm on Facebook as well, Lou Hicks or Louise Hicks. You can, if you want more information about him, you can do hashtag NEGASI 44 or hashtag NEGASI 44 LLC. And as you can see here, he's in a wheelchair, but did that stop him from doing something constructive and positive, even though he was shot by some young Black thugs? That I guess they had nothing else to do but go around shooting up people. And by the way, he's from Louisiana, my hometown. And that's how I got to know him somewhat, even though he had moved away to Minnesota. And I saw where he was from Louisiana, and I asked him to come on my podcast. It's episode number 39, which was a couple of years ago when he came on. And I'm going to have him back on because he's in a wheelchair, but that has not stopped him. So whatever Trump is doing, that's not going to stop you if you really want to do something for yourself. Like I said, I have never let any president stop me from my vision and my goals. And that's what you need to do. Stop worrying about getting crumbs from these people that are in office because they are corrupt anyhow, and they're working for the powers that shouldn't be. So we have to start taking control of our own destiny. And as you can see, this outfit that I have on right now is in this picture. And it was done by this. He started his own business and he's in a wheelchair, was shot and paralyzed. And I'm going to buy a couple of more because I love what he has to offer. And they're different colors. The quality is just great. Like I said, look at it now. It's still like brand new. And I've laundried it right at home in my own washing machine. So take control of your own destiny because your power lies within you. And I always tell you that. Stop depending on crumbs from the government. And Democratic Party has been just making promises every 4 years, going up in the Black churches pretty much. And do they deliver? No, because if they wanted to deliver, they would have given the reparations, something that's owed, but they'd rather give this money to these foreigners and let them come in here and the illegal immigrants. But Donald Trump says he's going to deport them. And I did see all of these rallies out here with the Mexican flags. And I'm saying, why, if they are so hell-bound on staying in the USA, why are they carrying all of these Mexican flags? And I'm one that believes in speaking up and speaking out because I'm about fairness and righteousness. And as citizens of the United States, why are we not given not given because you're not giving us anything. Reparations is owed. That's a debt. So what we have to do is start elevating one another, uplifting one another, and stop pulling one another down. Elevation. And I'm going to talk some more about that in another video that I'm going to share a little bit later. And so anyhow, go and patronize Sylvester Gilmer. He's on Facebook. And if you need to get other information about him, call me or text me. I prefer you text me at 562 310-1495. Text me and I will give you further information on how you can order because just look at this outfit and you can see it and I'm wearing it. He has this, and if I turn around from the back, he has the logo on the back of it. I don't know whether you can see it. You might not be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is pull it off real quick, and I'm going to let you see the back of it. See? And like I said, I've laundered it, and it's still like brand new, and it didn't shrink or anything. Good quality, excellent quality. So why don't you order some of these from him? Yeah, you're getting them out of the retail stores. There are other things you can buy out of the retail stores, and why not give him some of your money instead of giving it all to these what are these people called? Michael Kors and a lot of hair we're buying from other folks that comes out of their head. We don't know where it been. I've been there and done that too. However, I read Black Labor, White Wealth in the 1990s, and I started to awakened and realized that we need one another because we're all we have. We're the most hated people from what I have endured on this planet. We are the most hated people on the planet. So the best thing that we can do is come together and help one another. So DEI, dedication, edification, and identification. And Al Sharpton, why don't you go and parade into a Black owned business that will serve you well because what you're doing here was not necessary, totally. And a lot of people, I mean, I have never had a whole lot of respect for you to tell you the truth because I think you're in the pockets of some of these people that you're promoting. And I don't mean Black folks that have integrity. But anyhow, that's on you. Whatever you feel is right for you, I guess you can do it. But I didn't, to me, that didn't make sense what you did, going marching a bunch of Black people up into Costco to buy and spend money when you could have marched them up into some of the Black owned businesses and have them to buy from them at that time. And that's not going to stop anybody that's Black from going to Costco on their own. They don't need you to guide them and lead them into Costco because they know the way. I know I do. I know the way. I don't need you to guide me or lead me to Costco. Now, if you want to lead me to a Black business that I'm not aware of, I welcome that. So why don't you try that and let the light bulb go on? So anyhow, the next business I'm going to profile to you is Perfect Flow Plumbing. It's a service that's in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas. Owner Camille Flowers, and it's Perfect Flow Plumbing Service Inc. The website is www.perfectflowplumbing.com, and that's FLO without a W, perfectflowplumbing.com. This young man came from a background of family plumbers. So he's been plumbing for over 25 years, exceptional skills. I mean, referrals, referrals, referrals. And I can tell you based on what I know, because as I mentioned earlier, I have my own consulting business and I implemented a a uh, service online. Well, not necessarily. It's he has it online, but it's an automated plumbing system and I implemented it for him so that he wouldn't have to be doing stuff manually, shuffling papers, because he has an online appointment system. Because through my company, I implemented it for him. He contacted me and asked me, would I do this? And now he's getting many more referrals. He's getting them right and left because his work is quality. He gets 5 stars. Go to his website. We're going to set up a page of all of his a lot of all well the 5 stars that he gets because he gets so many of them. Pretty much every job he gets every job when they give those accolades to him, he gets 5 stars. because he is exceptional quality work and make sure that his customers are satisfied because customer relations now is not always the best. We know that. But with me as his operations manager implementing this system for him, I make sure that he has the best customer service because that means a lot in any business when you have quality customer service and you have qualified people in your business and you are qualified to do the service. And he is highly qualified with over 25 years of service. As you can see, he has a 1-800 number and he has a 323 number. So if you're in the Los Angeles and surrounding areas, please support this young uh, entrepreneur and a Black owned business. And he has services from all different ethnicities because he does quality work. And when you do quality work, you're going to get various ethnicities to call you and hire you to do the work for them. He has an A+ rating at the BBB because of the work that he does. And you can go to his website, like I said, www.perfectflow without a W plumbing.com. And you can call us and you will get me because I implemented the system. And until we get everything perfected, I will continue to assist and make sure that his business is run with the utmost integrity and customer satisfaction because we're the best. And I made sure of that because anytime I involve myself in anything, I was raised to always remember that excellence is what counts. So, with that said, we're going to close out. And I want you to always remember that your power lies within you and you are the creator and own destiny. So always remember that. And please share, 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 leave your comments. Please patronize these two Black businesses as well as the businesses, and I will leave the information that I spoke with you about uh, in the comments section of the my channel. So always please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and make sure we start sharing. I challenge you to share a couple of Black owned businesses that you are aware of. Put it in the comments section of this podcast. And with that said, we are going to stop sharing. And I want to thank you for watching and observing Black History Month because nobody can stop you from observing Black History Month if that's what you want to do. And also patronize your own. That's not to say that you're not going to spend money with everybody else because we all do, but make Black owned businesses your priority and give them some of that $1.6 trillion because us to build our own educational system, to build our own financial system, to build our own medical industry and manufacturing. Like this young man, Sylvester Gilmore, he uh, did all of this on his own after being shot. And be sure to go on my website, on my channel, and it's episode 39. And watch his story because it's very inspiring. It will inspire you no matter what situation you're in to use that vision that you have because God has given all of us a vision. Use that vision to do whatever your purpose is in life because we all have talent. We are melanated people, remember, and we have talent. Why do you think other people copy what we do? Because we have all this talent and skill. But do we use it? Some of us just don't use it, and we got to start using it because we need legacy. We need generational wealth, and we can create that because that's what I've done for my kids. I've always looked out for legacy and generational wealth for my children because I don't want them to be poverty stricken and going around waiting for government crumbs because that's all they've given over the years. So stop worrying about who's in office because you can create your own destiny. I have never ever worried about who became president of these United States, or should I say undivided states, because we're not united. And you know why we're not united? Because this country started out unrighteous. If it had started out on a righteous foot, treating everybody the way you want to be treated, we wouldn't have all this chaos in this country. That's the problem. The problem is it wasn't structured from the start to have DEI. It's divided and it will remain divided unless the powers that shouldn't be so greedy and hateful. That's the main problem. We need more love in the world. And I always tell everyone, particularly our people, 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And you know what comes first? Power. So we need power. Once you have power, you will have love. But when you have no power, it's difficult for you to love. But we have to learn to put our money together, unify, invest so that we can have more Black businesses and we can put more Black people to work in our companies. And remember, dedication, edification, and identification. That's our DEI. Dedication, edification, and identification. Dedicate yourself to a vision and a purpose so that you can help one another. Edify, read, do your due diligence, do research so that you can edify others and you will have the information that's necessary and the knowledge that's necessary to fulfill your vision and your destiny and your purpose. And identification. Identify others by putting ourselves as a priority. Identify Black businesses like I've given you two, and I challenge you to put some businesses in the comments section so that we can utilize those businesses and support them. That's what it should be all about. And Black history for me, as I mentioned, is 365 or 66 days of the year, whenever there's a leap year. February 29th comes every 4 years. So again, I'm Louise Hicks, and please subscribe to my channel. And thank you all for the subscribers that have been subscribing and continue to watch. I'll be doing more videos now that my son is improving after his leg amputation back December a couple of months ago now, and he is improving. So thank you for all those who were in prayer for us. I ask that you continue to pray for my son. He's still hospitalized, but I do have a little bit more time to get back to my videos. So please subscribe, please share, please give your like so that the video can be pushed out to others and that this information can be of service to help them to fulfill their purpose and their vision. And give it leave your comments, give it a thumbs up. By all means, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Share, share, share. And I'm Louise Hicks. Happy, happy, happy Black History Month. And share some businesses now, some Black-owned businesses, and support those Black-owned businesses. And with that said, always remember, Your power lies within you. Let it loose because your destiny is your command. And much love until the next video. Bye now.